Hello, my name is Roddys Smith. I'm very proud to be a volunteer with the Donor Network of Arizona, who is the Organ Procurement Organization, or OPO, as well as maintaining the Organ Donor Registry for the state of Arizona. I'm very honored to share with you today. I'm only able to share with you because someone was an organ donor, and I was fortunate enough to have received a life-saving liver transplant 2 years ago. By the way, I need a volunteer. Could someone raise their hand and let me know when 11 minutes has elapsed? Thanks. Just kind of raise your hand and give me a little wave, okay? Thanks. Every 11 minutes. Okay, so what makes you excited? Who recently got their driver's license? That's an exciting time in your life. Who recently got a new or different car? Anyone got a new boyfriend or girlfriend? That's exciting. Who's excited about the future? Your education, profession, career. You're excited because you have hope for the future. You expect things to get better. You think you've got lots of time. Well, how would your life be different if your doctor called you into his office, or her office, sat you down and told you there were no other options, you'd soon need an organ transplant in order to survive? Does anybody think that put a little rain cloud up there in the sky? But don't kid yourself, it turns your world upside down. Your biggest concern in life becomes whether or not you're going to live. I can personally remember feeling like I had just received the death sentence when I had heard this. I became aware that I had viral hepatitis about 20 years ago, around 1991, when my brother and I went to donate blood for my mother's hysterectomy procedure. I didn't know how or when I got it, but my physician confirmed that it was indeed time to take immediate action. The only action available was a new therapy known as interferon therapy. This consisted of a self-administered injection every other day for 6 months. The side effects were fevers, extreme fatigue, headaches, pains, flu-like symptoms, and extreme irritability. I felt like death warmed over. And after all this, I didn't respond to the first 6 months of therapy. My doctor required special permission from the FDA to continue me on the therapy for an additional 6 months, but had to stop the therapy because it was doing more harm than good. It was all he could do, and I understood and accepted he had done his best. I was out of options. I felt defeated and alone. No cure, no hope. I carried on like this for a decade or more, with my health and my spirit deteriorating slowly day by day. I had owned and operated a successful contracting business. I had a nice home, had nice cars, I had a nice bank account. I was doing good and my life was wonderful, and then this happened. I was involved in construction work until I succumbed to the chronic fatigue and flu-like symptoms from my deteriorating health. No longer able to work, I had to shut down my business. I felt depressed, scared, and hopeless. My social life all but vanished, and I no longer had interests like hobbies, goals, or even plans for my life to go forward with. There was no point in starting anything else, or anything new. My entire existence had become about preparing for end-of-life issues at the ripe old age of 35. In 2004, I found it necessary to consult a doctor, only seeking relief from the chronic itching and skin irritations that I didn't know were the symptoms of liver cirrhosis. The doctor needed some lab tests that revealed my advanced state of liver disease and referred me to a hepatologist who immediately recognized the need to begin the process of getting me listed on the transplant waiting list. Just a word about the evaluation process and your ability to maintain eligibility for the waiting list. This is a very stressful time in which everything else in your life takes a backseat to your health, and it becomes your new occupation as you struggle to make the lifestyle changes to your eating, sleeping, and exercise habits or lack thereof. Your life becomes very busy as you struggle to stay on top of your many doctor appointments, imaging, lab work, and managing your prescriptions. My doctor somehow breathed a breath of hope back into me about the possibility of a transplant. She helped me to change into the person I needed to be in order to become the best candidate for a transplant. With the hope she gave me, I was able to pull myself from the depths of depression and begin to look at life as being precious again. I can still remember the day I received a letter of notification from the hospital that I had been accepted and placed on the waiting list. I wouldn't have been happier if I had won the lottery, and I seriously mean that. Please understand that being placed on the waiting list is not a guarantee of anything. Many people die every day waiting for a transplant. 4.5 years I was on the list, and the doctor was monitoring my condition on a monthly basis. They use a number system known as a MELD score, which stands for Model for End-Stage Liver Disease. It is a number that is calculated from your lab results that indicates what condition your liver is in. A number from 1 to 40, with 40 being the most ill. I got on the list with a MELD score of 10, and every month it would go up a point or maybe 2, and then drop back down. This went on for like the first 18 months. Very frustrating. I was wishing my health would hurry up and decline so I could either die or get a transplant and be better. But I didn't want to live another month feeling the way I was feeling. The point is, I would have taken a liver from a dog, a pig, or anything else that would have saved my life, and I'm absolutely certain that I'm speaking for many others that are in that situation. December 7th, 2009 is the day I received my transplant, and with it, a new lease on life. In my particular case, I have made a full and flawless recovery without so much as a single rejection issue. I've had a return to full and complete health, meaning there is nothing I cannot do now that I was able to do before I became disabled. There's also another very important fact to consider, which is the improved quality of my life as a result of having gone through this experience. Because of this experience, I can wake up and be thankful for each new day, for my health, for my relationships, and for the ability to help others who are destined to travel this road. Looking back, this experience was the best thing that could have happened to me, and a very big turning point in my life. Now my life isn't about me. It's about giving back to the cause that saved my life, and it's so much more rewarding. Now I'd just like to share some facts with you. Fact: the average daily mortality rate in America is over 6,600 people per day. Yes, 6,600 people a day dying. 18 of those people were waiting for an organ transplant. Fact: there are over 110,000 men, women, and children in the United States waiting for a life-saving transplant. More than 2,100 of these individuals live in Arizona. Fact: every 11 minutes another person is added to the waiting list. That's right, in the time I've been standing up here talking, somebody else got added to the national waiting list. Fact: one organ donor can save up to 8 lives, and one organ and tissue donor can save and heal up to 50 lives. My donor, the late Brandon Michael Kelly, whose birthday just passed, in his honor, I'd like to share what I wrote on my Facebook page. Happy birthday, Mikey. Today you would have been 24, and myself and 6 others likely would have been dead. There are another 50+ people who have received healing as a result of your gift. Many people love and miss you. Some are very hurt by your leaving so soon. Understandable. Regardless, you have left your mark on this world with indelible ink and wrote your name in the history book chapter named Heroes. The effect you have made on my life personally is nothing short of profound, and I can never thank you enough. In closing, I'd like to encourage you to consider becoming an organ donor. Regardless of your choice at the time of your death, whether you want to be buried or cremated, they're going to remove your organs. The difference is you have the power to make a decision today that will save lives tomorrow. Thank you for listening. That's all for me. Now I'd like to open it up for questions. If you haven't made the decision to be an organ donor, I'd really like to see your hand up with a question.